Hello students, I am Shikha Parik from Shri Vasishtha Vidyalaya. Today again I come here with the new video of class 4 social studies. My today's topic is human resource. Today we are going to learn about some of the information of this particular chapter. So let's start. Before starting the chapter, dear students, I have one question for you. Can anyone tell me the current population of India? What is the current population of India? Uh, yes, okay, fine. So it is 1.35 crore. Okay, India's current population is 1.35 crore. My second question to you is, which is the most populated state of the India? Here is a map for your help. Can you identify which is the most populated state of India? Okay, let me tell you, it is the Uttar Pradesh. Okay, Uttar Pradesh is the most populated state of India. Now, let's start with the chapter. Uh, as the name of the chapter is human resource. So, first of all, we are going to study about what is the resource. So, basically, resource means the availability of the uh, products that we can use for the further manufacturing or making the final finished products. Okay, now we all know that India is blessed with rich natural resources. But what is a natural resource? So, my dear students, all things that we get from the nature is called natural resources. Whatever we get it from the nature is called natural resources. Now, just look at the pictures carefully. Let's start with the first picture. Which are the things that we get from the nature? So soil, plants or forest, animals, water, rocks. Okay, next we have animals. Wildlife means animal, air, coal, petroleum, natural gas, minerals. This all products we get from the where? Yes, from the nature. Now pay attention here, my dear students. Here is a list of the products that we get from this particular resources. So water is used for drinking, as well as we can generate electricity from the water. And next we have oil means crude oil, or we can say petroleum. Okay, we use this oil or petroleum as a fuel, okay, and to produce the energy. Next we have forest is used for its wood. We can make furniture, wooden products from this particular forest. Now another use is the herbs, or some of the trees of the forest is useful as the medicine or food of the as a food of the as a food. Like we get many food, different kinds of food, fruits, vegetables from the trees. Next, it is the home for wildlife, means shelter for wild animals. Okay, and next we get many cash crops from this particular forest, like rubber, cotton, etc. Okay, now rocks are used as a construction. Okay, construction means infrastructural development, construction of building, houses, etc. So we can use rocks, means stone. Clear? Next we also get minerals, and we get different kinds of minerals from the soil, like gold, aluminium. Okay, like this way. So it is used to make jewelry, glass, cans we get from the aluminium, and ceramics. Next we have soil is used for basically agriculture. and we can also used for the living, or it is a shelter for all human beings and domestic and animals. Okay, domestic and wild animals. Next we have animals. So animals can be used as a food. Okay, those who are like for example cow, buffaloes, those who are milky animals, they can give us milk. Next we can have the wool from the animals. Okay, that we used for making the woolen clothes. Clear? So let's move further. My next question, I have three questions for you again. We have learned about natural resources, that the things that we get from the nature is called natural resources. But who use these natural resources? Who convert these resources into useful products, and who use these products efficiently? Okay, so the one answer for all this question is human beings. Human beings is the only one. Human beings means we all, we normal people. We are the only one who can use this natural resources, who can use this products efficiently, and who can convert this resources into the useful products. Okay, next. Whom do we call human beings? I have given you one simple definition of human beings, that we all are known as human beings. But proper definition is, all people living in the country are called its human resources. Okay, all people living in the country are called its human resources. Next. Which kind of people can convert these resources properly, efficiently? So educated, rational, intelligent and skilled people. Okay, uh, we must be some knowledge to use this particular products. We have to be logical in thinking. Clear? If we cannot think how to use this product, what can be the usage of the product, then we cannot convert this resources into the useful products. So rational thinking is very much important. Next, intelligent people like you. Okay, so you are the future of the India, so you can convert these resources into the useful products. Next is skilled people. For converting any resources into the product, we must have some skill. So here I have given you two pictures. Okay, one is potter, and he is making pot from the clay, and another is carpenter. So students, we know that clay is available anywhere. Okay, any place we go, we can find clay. But if we don't know what is the use of the clay, if we don't know how to make pots or pottery products from the clay, then it is of no use. Yes, so skilled and knowledge is very much required. Next we have a carpenter. He knows very well how to cut the wood, how to make furniture from the wood. So then and then only he can convert this wood into a useful product. So we must have four these qualities to use these natural resources wisely and efficiently. Which are these qualities? We must be educated, we should have a rational thinking, we should be intelligent, and we have some skill to convert this product, your resources into the products. Human resource is also called most valuable resource. Most valuable resource means it is the resource for the future. Human resource, no resource can beat human resource. Okay, we have all the resources like computer, everything we have, but human is the most powerful resource. If he wish to do anything, then no one can beat human. So that's why it is known as most valuable resources. Next, the next topic is reasons for India being underdeveloped. Why India is underdeveloped country? So, first reason is ever increasing population. We all know that India is very extreme population rate. First, do you know what is the first number country in highest population? Yes, China is the first number for highest population in the entire world, and the second one is India. So it is the biggest problem of India. What is the problem? Population, humans. Okay, so it is the problem, ever increasing population, a large number of people living below poverty line. Okay, just look at the picture here, that in one family there are 3 children, and so just look at here how much food they have to fulfill the hunger for all the entire family members. Very less amount of food they have. Yes, so if we have a large number of family members in our family, then we have to use sufficient amount of resources. So it is the problem. Some of the people are not able to fulfill their basic needs. For example, just now I told you that many people of India live below poverty line. Okay, now what is a poverty line? So dear students, this is the example. For example, if government has decided 100 rupees as a poverty line, and can you find this graph? Yes, so here is this graph is representing that so many people in India, they are not able to earn 100 rupees per day. Okay, just imagine if you are not able to earn 100 rupees per day, then how can you fulfill your family needs? How can you fulfill your family requirements? Basic needs also, like food, shelter, clothing, etc. It is the basic requirement. But if you earn very less than the poverty line, then you are not able to fulfill their basic needs also. Clear? So this is known as poverty line. Okay, next. Second reason is population is unevenly distributed. Though we have very much high population rate in India, but it is also unevenly distributed, means it is not distributed properly, evenly. Clear? Now how? Let's see. So plains and deltas are densely populated, while deserts and hilly areas are sparsely populated. Plains and deltas, plain land, like we all are living in a plain land, so it is known as plain land. And what is a delta? So it is the delta means it is the triangular shape of land from which the river can divert in many directions. Main river can be converted into the tributaries. Okay, so this is the delta covered by water bodies on its 3 sides. Clear? So it is a densely populated area. While densely populated means due to the favorable conditions, favorable climatic conditions, favorable living conditions, many people or number of people live in plain land or near the deltas. Okay, why? Because they can easily get the water, they can have the favorable climatic condition, they can have the resources easily available over there. So the population is very high in this particular areas. But if we are talking about deserts and hilly areas, so just before in third chapter Indian desert, we have known about, we have covered the climatic conditions of the deserts, what are the problems faced by the desert people. So due to the inconvenient climatic conditions or uncomfortable lifestyle, very less amount of people live in the desert area and hilly areas. If you can observe this hilly area picture, then just imagine if they want to buy something, so in nearby there is no market available. Okay, no market is available in nearby areas. They have to step down from the hilly areas. They have to go to the plain land, and then only they can get the required material they wanted for their use. So that is why the reason is that deserts and hilly areas are sparsely populated. Sparsely means, what is the meaning of sparsely populated? Means very less number of people live in the deserts and hilly areas. Clear? Next we have migration of people. Next reason is migration of people. Now dear students, what is a migration? So just have a look. When people started moving from villages to cities in search of work is known as migration. If I can explain you in a very simple term, then migration means shifting of people from one place to another in search of food, water and shelter. Okay, so this is known as migration. When people started moving from villages to cities in search of work is known as migration. In search of work, in search of water, shelter, everything, for money. Clear? So here is a picture of migrating people. See, they have their luggage with them and they are shifting. Okay, next we have what are the problems they are facing. So initially means whenever we are going to some new place, so in a starting we may face basic problems like we don't have job at that particular area. We have to find out the work, we have to find out the shelter, we have to find out the home also for living. So these are the basic problems we normally, or the migrated people normally face during the migration period. Clear? So dear students, this is for part 1. Next we will continue in our second part. Thank you so much. I hope you are watching the videos regularly. Stay home and stay safe. Thank you.